Did you know that seeking revenge can actually make you feel worse? It's a surprising truth that goes against what many of us expect. When someone wrongs us, the urge to get even can feel overwhelming, almost like it's the only way to restore our sense of justice. Studies show that people who get revenge often end up dwelling on the incident even more. Instead of moving on, their minds replay the hurt, keeping the pain fresh and alive. Instead of closure, payback keeps the anger alive. The emotional wound stays open, and the cycle of resentment continues. We think revenge will balance the scales, but it usually traps us in a cycle of negativity. The more we focus on getting even, the more we lose sight of our own peace of mind. The act of getting even can consume your time, energy, and happiness. It can keep you up at night, distract you from your goals, and drain your emotional reserves. People who dedicate themselves to revenge often end up hurting themselves the most. The pain they hope to inflict on others circles back, leaving them feeling empty and isolated. Their lives become defined by a past hurt, while the person they target may move on. The world keeps turning, but they remain stuck, unable to let go. The world shrinks until it's just you and your anger. Relationships suffer, opportunities are missed, and joy fades into the background. The satisfaction of payback is fleeting, often replaced by regret. What once seemed like justice can quickly feel like a mistake. So why do we crave revenge if it rarely delivers what we want? Why do we return to it, even when we know it won't heal us? The desire for justice is strong, but the line between justice and revenge is thin. It's easy to cross and hard to come back from. Crossing it can have devastating consequences for everyone involved. Friendships can be lost, families torn apart, and trust destroyed. Instead of healing, revenge often leaves us stuck in the past. We replay old wounds, unable to move forward or find peace. It's a high price to pay for a moment of hollow victory. The emptiness that follows can be even more painful than the original hurt. If revenge doesn't make us feel better, why do we keep reaching for it? What is it about payback that tempts us, even when we know the cost? Tonight we'll explore that question and uncover why the urge for revenge is so powerful, and what we can do to break free from its grip. It often starts with something small, a minor insult, a parking dispute, a neighborly disagreement. These moments seem trivial at first, just fleeting sparks in the routine of daily life. But sometimes what feels like a harmless slight can plant a seed of resentment that quietly takes root. Most people move on, letting the moment pass. But for some, the anger lingers, simmering beneath the surface. Instead of fading, it festers, coloring every interaction and thought. The grudge grows, twisting a minor issue into an obsession. It becomes a lens through which every action is judged, every word is scrutinized, and every memory is replayed with bitterness. Take Edward Shinn, a businessman who felt betrayed by his partner. What began as a business disagreement soon became personal, as trust eroded and suspicion took over. Instead of resolving things legally, he let resentment consume him. The anger became his constant companion, clouding his judgment and fueling reckless decisions. The result? A business dispute escalated into murder and deception. What could have been settled with words or compromise ended in irreversible tragedy. This is how escalation works. A simple conflict spirals out of control when someone refuses to let go. Each reaction is bigger than the last, and soon the original issue is lost in the chaos. Communication breaks down, and the goal shifts from resolution to domination. Winning becomes more important than understanding, and empathy disappears. The original problem becomes irrelevant, only payback matters. The desire for revenge overshadows any hope for peace or closure. Small acts of anger can trigger a chain reaction with devastating consequences. One harsh word or impulsive act can set off events that can't be undone. A fight over money ends in tragedy. What started as a disagreement over bills or business can shatter families and friendships. A neighborhood argument leads to violence. The peace of a community is broken, sometimes forever, by a moment of unchecked rage. The cycle of retaliation takes over, justifying each new act. Each side feels wronged, and the conflict feeds on itself, growing larger and more destructive. The consequences often far outweigh the original offense. In the end, regret and loss are all that remain, leaving people to wonder if it was ever worth it. These stories remind us how quickly things can go wrong. A single moment of anger can change lives forever, in ways no one could have predicted. A single grudge can ignite a wildfire. What starts as a spark can become an uncontrollable blaze, consuming everything in its path. The lesson? Let go before it grows. Choose forgiveness over vengeance, and stop the cycle before it begins. Don't let a small spark destroy everything. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply walk away. When revenge takes over, it becomes a race to the bottom. Each side escalates, trying to outdo the other in cruelty. Think of the Hatfield-McCoy feud. What started over a pig became decades of violence. The original argument was forgotten, replaced by endless retaliation. No one wins. The conflict just grows. Living in constant alert, waiting for the next attack, is exhausting. Feuds poison every part of life: family, friends, work. This isn't just history, it happens today in gangs, corporations, and online. A single slight can explode into a campaign of harassment. The tools change, but the impulse remains. Answer pain with more pain. The result? More suffering for everyone. Escalation never brings peace, only more chaos. The cycle of revenge is a trap. The only way to win is not to play. Break the cycle before it breaks you. History is full of revenge gone wrong. Take Duke Ludovico Sforza of Milan, who plotted to poison his rival Trivulzio. At a banquet, Sforza planned to toast with poisoned wine, but Trivulzio, warned of the plot, suggested they exchange goblets as a gesture of trust. Sforza was trapped: refuse and reveal his scheme, or drink and risk death. He drank and died by his own hand. Whether legend or fact, the story is a powerful metaphor. Before you embark on revenge, dig 2 graves. Sforza's hatred engineered his own destruction. The tools of revenge can turn against us in an instant. The trap you set for others may become your own. Revenge often backfires, sometimes fatally. The lesson is clear: hatred consumes the hater. The cost of revenge is often your own downfall. Beware the poison you prepare for others. Some of the most powerful revenge stories are fictional, but they hit close to home. They reflect our own struggles with pride, pain, and the desire to be seen. Few characters embody this more than Walter White. Walter White from Breaking Bad starts as a sympathetic teacher, a man who feels invisible and unappreciated. His sense of being wronged by life, by his circumstances, and by those around him fuels a dark transformation that shocks everyone who knows him. What began as a desperate quest to provide for his family after a cancer diagnosis soon becomes something else entirely. A mission to prove himself, to seize control, and to get back at those who underestimated or dismissed him. His catchphrase, "Say my name," is more than bravado. It's a demand for respect, recognition, and validation from a world that ignored him for too long. But Walter's pursuit of revenge and power comes at a terrible cost. The more he tries to control his fate, the more he loses what truly matters. He alienates his wife, terrifies his son, and causes the death of his brother-in-law. The people he once loved become collateral damage in his quest for dominance. The empire he builds is one of ash and regret, a hollow monument to his pride and anger. In the end, he achieves notoriety and the power he craved, but it comes at the cost of everything he once loved and valued. He dies alone, consumed by the consequences of his actions, with nothing left but his own bitter legacy. Walter's story is a modern fable about the dangers of payback, and how the thirst for revenge can destroy everything in its path. The pursuit of revenge can corrupt us, turning us into what we despise, blinding us to the love and hope we once had. Even justified anger, if left unchecked, can lead to ruin and heartbreak for ourselves and those around us. The price of revenge is often your soul, leaving you emptier than before. Let Walter White's fate be a warning, a reminder that the path of vengeance rarely leads to victory, but almost always to loss. Why is revenge so tempting? The answer lies deep in our brains. When we're wronged, our threat detection system kicks in. The amygdala lights up, stress hormones surge, and we crave action. Revenge is a primal impulse to reassert control. In ancient times, retaliation protected reputation and deterred threats. Even today, the urge to strike back is hardwired. Brain scans show that thinking about revenge activates our reward centers. We anticipate satisfaction, power, and closure. But the reality rarely matches the fantasy. Studies show that people often feel worse after taking revenge. The satisfaction is fleeting, replaced by guilt or emptiness. Our brains promise a reward, but deliver disappointment. We're wired to seek revenge, but not to be fulfilled by it. The urge is natural, but the outcome is rarely what we hope. Revenge rarely stays contained. It spreads, often hurting the innocent. The person seeking payback develops tunnel vision, ignoring collateral damage. Spurned lovers might lash out, not realizing others could get hurt. A vengeful act like setting a fire can harm neighbors and first responders. In the workplace, sabotage meant for one rival can cost dozens their jobs. The ripple effect of revenge is real and devastating. The original target isn't the only one who suffers. Innocent people become casualties in personal wars. The hidden cost of payback is the pain inflicted on bystanders. We often justify our actions, ignoring the wider harm. When you tug on one thread, you risk unraveling many lives. The web of connections means no act of revenge is truly isolated. The innocent pay the price for someone else's anger. Before you act, consider who else might get burned. What happens after revenge? The fantasy fades and reality sets in. Legal consequences are often swift and severe. Vandalism, assault, or worse can mean prison. The justice system doesn't care if you felt justified. Social consequences follow. Relationships and reputations are destroyed. Friends and family may pull away, seeing a side of you they can't forget. The support system you need to heal is shattered by your own actions, but the heaviest burden is internal. Guilt and shame linger long after the anger is gone. You may win the battle but lose a piece of your humanity. The emptiness left behind is hard to fill. You can't undo the harm or take back the pain you caused. The person you hated is gone, but you're left with regret. Revenge isolates you, leaving you alone with your thoughts. The consequences last far longer than the satisfaction. The cost of revenge is often your own peace. Is it worth it? Every story of revenge starts with a single moment, a choice. After you're hurt, two paths appear, one of payback, one of restraint. The first path promises power, but often leads to more pain. The second path, letting go, requires real strength. Before you act, pause and reflect. Remember the stories, the neighborly feud, the poisoned duke, Walter White's downfall. These are warnings, not just tales. The path of revenge ends in regret, for you and others. Choosing restraint isn't weakness, it's control. It means valuing your peace over a fleeting victory. Letting go is liberation, not surrender. When anger burns, you can choose to put out the fire. Walk away, choose your future over your past. It's not easy, but it's the most important choice you can make. Your happiness depends on it. Thanks for watching. For more stories that make you think, subscribe. I'm Anderson Cooper. Good night.